Okay, so let's move on to USDH. USDH it's no more than just a reserved ticker on Hyperliquid for US dollar stablecoin. Yet when Hyperliquid announced that this reserve ticker would be, they put out a request for proposals to see and then there'd be a vote to see who would be the winner of this ticker. It had 7 high-profile stablecoin projects vying to win that coveted ticker. You had Native Markets, Paxos, Athena, Sky, Agora, Bastion, and Frax. Many on crypto Twitter were impressed that these bidders were effectively writing like love letters about Hyperliquid, kind of a Bachelor type approach here.
Sorry, they were
fighting
also
each other.
Yeah, like the Bachelor. You had the guy, and then you have all the women kind of trying to tear each other down, air out each other's dirty laundry, and the same thing was happening on crypto Twitter last week. It was quite entertaining to see these normally cooperative projects, or at least not combative, go at each other and try to prove that the other was worse than they were.
Yeah, everyone recognizing the value of Hyperliquid and the importance of being part of that game there, especially with regards to their stablecoin pair.
Yeah, so let's just briefly walk through this. Last Sunday, or not last Sunday, like a week ago Sunday, we reported that Paxos released a proposal to issue USDH. This is going to be Hyperliquid's first regulated stablecoin, kind of hopefully being recognized by the community as the canonical stablecoin, and kind of get promoted on all the dApps and via community activity. Soon after that initial Paxos proposal, there were other big projects proposing. You had Agora Finance. This is a startup founded by Nick Van Eck. That name might ring a bell. This is the son of Jan Van Eck, which is the CEO of Van Eck Asset Management Firm, the traditional finance juggernaut. So Agora released a proposal. Then Frax Finance, a DeFi darling that pioneered a fractional algorithmic stablecoin. They've moved on from that, but that's kind of their roots. They also released a proposal. So it was already starting to get crowded at this point. You had, again, big names from kind of the traditional financial side via Van Eck, but also these kind of older, I would say, very reputable projects like Frax throwing their hat in the ring.
Yeah, and Sky, formerly known as MakerDAO, they also proposed a decentralized issuance model for USDH called Bastion, and it's a platform focused on regulated stablecoin issuance. And they outlined a neutral infrastructure built for scale and payments, exchanges, and trading. Then you had Native Markets. This is sort of the Hyperliquid aligned one, led by a guy named Max Feege through Bridge Infrastructure. They proposed a globally compliant issuance with direct minting on Hyper EVM and Hypercore transfers enabled at launch. And the bid included Stripe-linked fiat rails for on and off ramps, ensuring Genius Act compatibility from day one.
Yeah, I would just note that Bastion was not a MakerDAO thing. That was a separate project, but everything else is right.
Oh, thanks for that correction.
It's all good. So this all seemed really, really nice and great and cool. However, I think about midweek last week, around Wednesday, if I'm remembering correctly, this great, awesome competition might not be what it seems. Hasib Qureshi, a managing partner at Dragonfly, he went on X to post that half of the other bidders believed that the validators were solely interested in the native markets proposal and only the native markets proposal, right? So according to Qureshi, despite all these pitches and proposals, that the validators who were going to be voting on these were not interested in any of them because it had been pre-decided in a backroom deal that native markets was the winner. And so all of this was just kind of political theater, which would have been quite sad. Now, later, after Qureshi's accusation, you had major validators, including from Nansen, who I think have the largest non-Hyperliquid validator, and Galaxy Digital, which also has a very large validator. They came out and said, "No, he's wrong. We're not doing this. We haven't predetermined who's going to win whatsoever." And to his credit, Qureshi reposted these responses to his accusation. That being said, the winner of this whole ordeal was indeed native markets. So the Hyperliquid validators have chosen native markets to issue USDH. This is the network's first native stablecoin, and a test phase for mints and redeems will begin within a couple of days before a wider rollout. So was Hasib right? Was he wrong? I don't know. Native markets won anyway. Interesting turn of events here. But I mean, we have a winner.
Yeah. I mean, Hasib noted that a lot of people reached out to him saying that, basically, it was a done deal from the start. This is all just decentralization theater. And perhaps supporting that is the fact that native markets proposal was ready like within minutes of the request for proposals that was issued by Hyperliquid. I'm not sure how damning that is, but they certainly knew about this beforehand.
So, I mean, I don't really have strong opinions on this at all, actually, because I just feel like there's too much uncertainty around it. I hope it wasn't as completely done deal as they said. When you have major validators come out and say that this is not the case, I mean, everybody's incentivized to kind of maybe not tell the truth, right? Like, there was a lot of replies to Hasib being like, "Oh, imagine that Dragonfly, they have a lot of investments in the alternative, like the native markets projects like Sky, I think Agora, maybe I can't remember.
Athena too, I think.
Yeah, Athena as well. So they all, it's like they're the one company or the one project that they maybe don't have investment in is the one that he's accusing of foul play. So I don't know. Honestly, who knows? But we'll see moving forward. In any case, I do think overall this is a good thing. So even if it was just theater.